Welcome everyone to part 3 of a deep dive into Kingdom Come Deliverance. If you're new here and haven't watched the previous 2 parts, I strongly recommend you go back and watch them before watching this one. With that out of the way, enjoy. So when we left off, Sir Radzig took us under his wing and told Captain Bernard to get us trained up and send us to the bailiff. If you're wondering like I was, a bailiff's job is to maintain order in the community, collect taxes, and ensure punishments are carried out. In the hierarchy, he is below a lord and a captain, but above common citizens and guards. So as we approach Captain Bernard, we tell him we're ready to train. You can choose between basic training or more advanced training. If you choose the advanced training, Captain Bernard will spar with you to see if you're worthy. Up until this point, the combat system has been pretty bland. You choose one of the 6 directions to swing your sword from, then click. And that is because Henry hasn't learned how to use his sword yet. But Captain Bernard will show you the full extent of the combat system, which is one of the most unique elements of this game. Let me explain. First things first, the star pattern indicates in red which direction you will swing your sword from. There are 6 different variations, including a stab. Also, this is your stamina bar. It drains some every time you attack or block. You might say, oh, you're carrying this on. All you have to do is switch up the directions and that's it. But how wrong you would be. It goes so much deeper than that. If you attack your opponent on the side he's holding his sword on, he will almost always block it. But if you attack your opponent on the side he's not holding his sword on, you have a better chance to not be blocked.
Not bad.
It may not be much, but it gives you a slight advantage. Alright, so you made it to the advanced section. We're going to talk about combos and feints. Starting off with combos, a combo is whenever you string 3 different attacks together. Duh, that's what I said earlier. No, I don't mean just swinging your sword wildly. Alright, so when you attack from the right, your sword will end up on the left side. So instead of attacking from the right and then going all the way back to bottom right, you would go to the left side because that actually makes sense. So combos take advantage of where your sword is after you attack, to in turn make you attack faster so your opponent has less time to block.
Good. Again.
That's pretty much it for combos, except there are many different variations of them for every weapon, and mastering them all takes time. So on to feints. What is a feint, you might ask? Well, it's like breaking someone's ankles in basketball, but with medieval swordplay. You pretend you are about to attack, let's say bottom right, so your sword is low. Your opponent will copy your stance so they can block it easier. But at the last second you switch to overhead, basically tricking your opponent into the optimal stance to block a bottom right attack. Pairing these with combos will make your combat feel a lot smoother. And now let's talk about dodging and evading attacks. Arguably, this is even more important than the attacks themselves. So starting off, each block uses a portion of stamina. There are a couple different ways to block. You can step out of the way, or you can use a shield or a sword to block the attack. In the middle of the star pattern, you will see a green shield indicating to block. But to take this even farther, you can achieve a perfect block by blocking at the right time, as indicated by a glowing green shield instead of a regular green shield. A perfect block will not consume any stamina and opens up a lot of opportunities like learning riposte and master strikes. So last but not least, we're going to talk about riposte and master strikes. They are some of the best moves in the game. If SEAL Team 6 lived in medieval times, this is what they would be using. But starting off with riposte, this move is done right after perfectly blocking an attack.
Not bad.
So basically playing off your opponents. Now let's talk about master strikes. So a master strike is basically the same thing as a riposte, but it's unblockable. Now my favorite part about Kingdom Come Deliverance is that the combat is based on real medieval warfare. It just gives immersion to the game, and if you haven't played it, I strongly suggest it. I mean, unless you just want to watch my videos of me playing it, I mean, that's fine too. But with all that out of the way, let's get back to the video. So after showing us the basics of combat, Captain Bernard takes us to the archery range to show us how to use ranged weapons. While there, we see Hans Capon also using the archery range, and instead of letting us practice in peace, he just has to say something, kind of like those hot Cheeto girls in school. But here's how that went.
I don't know why you're wasting your time, Sir Bernard. Nothing will come of him anyway, and at the first sign of trouble, he'll run away like any other cowardly peasant. After all, he's done it before.
What a nice guy. I bet Hans Capon is the kind of guy to video himself giving money to the homeless and cut the camera and take his money back. But anyway, Hans says he wants to challenge us to see who's better at archery and a duel. And if I win, I get his bow. But he's lucky I didn't get enough sleep last night because my aim was slightly off, because apparently whenever you're sleepy, your crosshair just randomly bounces up and down. I thought the game was bugged at first, but after thinking about it, I think it's supposed to mimic yawning and stretching. I don't know. But anyway, I tie Hans Capon in archery, and now it's on to the duel. After my lessons with Captain Bernard, Hans Capon was no match for me, and I won the duel. At this point, I thought that I had won, and that I would get his bow, because we tied in archery and I won the duel, but Hans did not think the same way that I did, I guess. Freaking loser. After beating Hans Capon, because let's be real, I should have won, I talked to Sir Bernard, and he tells me to go see the bailiff. The bailiff tells me I can join the town guard, and that I've come at a great time, because the people from Skalitz are apparently causing problems. So I meet up with the guard named Nightingale, and he tells us what the plans are for today, like patrolling the town and locking everything up when it's closing time. Nightingale shows us around the town, explaining some of the dynamics and showing certain buildings, and then we walk up on a shopkeeper and a beggar from Skalitz arguing. Nightingale tells me to go handle it, so I step in. Yes, I'm barefoot, I'm very insecure about it, I don't want to see one comment talking about it. But anyway, the dispute is Jane the beggar is sitting outside the shopkeeper's establishment. The shopkeeper thinks it looks bad, so I asked Jane if she could move, but her excuse was pretty lame. She says she can't beg anywhere else without people driving her away, and she doesn't want to keep walking to different places to beg. So I tell her to go kick rocks. It might be rude, and I did feel bad, but if you want to go beg, go to the church, everyone begs there. But then, like Hans Capon, this bitch starts getting ugly. She says my father would be ashamed of me for treating a neighbor like that. That's so cheap, talking about my dead father. She could have just talked about my feet or something, but she really had to cut deep. Now I definitely don't feel bad. In fact, I'm feeling proactive. As nighttime rolls around, it's time to close up shop. Nightingale tells us to go ring the bell and tell the tavern to close up for the night. After ringing the bell, we come back to the tavern to see Hans Capon and some of his buddies sitting at a table drinking.
Sir Hans, forgive my intrusion, but I need...
Oh, but what? You want to join us? Want to buy us around? I'm afraid we don't drink with peasants. You're not in your village now, boy.
No, sir. Curfew's been rung. The alehouse is closing.
Nothing closes while I'm sitting here. If that's all, you're dismissed.
The bailiff instructed me to close the tavern at the proper hour. He doesn't want anyone disturbing the peace after curfew.
The bailiff? The bailiff can kiss my arse. I trust you haven't forgotten who's the rightful lord of Rattay.
No, it's Sir Hannes.
Oh, is he here? What, is he hiding under the table, maybe? No! Then what he wants isn't worth a fart in a bathhouse. And besides, he's only in charge till I grow up.
Which clearly hasn't happened yet.
Enough! You can't talk to me like that. I'm a nobleman.
Come now, sirs. You're not going to fight here, are you?
We most definitely are. This yokel needs to be taught his place.
So while trying to beat the living shit out of Capon, Sir Hanush comes in and breaks us up. Hanush is mad at Capon for acting a fool, further approving his thought that Capon is not grown up enough yet to take over his inheritance. He tells us we've lost our minds for laying our hands on a noble, and we're lucky we're under Radzig's wing. Hanush suggests Capon will go with him to a meeting tomorrow to settle a dispute between two landowners. But Capon suggests that he wants to go hunting, so instead, Hanush punishes both of us by making us go hunt together. And this is when I quit the game. I will not go hunting with Crybaby Tampon. But after a 45-minute long cry, I sucked it up and decided I'll do it anyway so I can make this video for you guys. We meet Capon at dawn, by the gate of Rattay to go hunting, and I think I was supposed to have a horse by this time, but I don't even have shoes, let alone a horse. So I walked beside Capon's horse the whole way there. After finally making it to the campground, Hans tells me that there is some hunting equipment in a chest, and then he challenges me to see who can kill the most hares by noon, and I told myself there was no way I was losing again. I was prepared to go to the fullest extent to make sure that I bagged this challenge. So off I went into the wilderness, and before long I had already killed a couple hares. But this wasn't enough. The thought of losing again seeped into the back of my mind, making me go even harder. I ended up with 8 hares, and I killed 2 deers just to be sure I won. Side note, I think the deer are brain dead or they've been watching too much Skibbity Tulip brain rot. After shooting them, they just stare at you blankly. But anyway, I waddled all the way back to camp with enough meat to fend off world hunger for a day. No, seriously. Hans Capon finally returns to camp and asks how many we got. We show him and we win 100 groschen for beating him. We decide to call it a night and go back in the morning to hunt for boar. The next day, I follow Hans on his horse until we see indications of a boar nearby.
You want to take him down with an arrow? Certainly. Why wouldn't I?
You won't kill him like that. Boar is hunted with spears.
Is that so? So now all of a sudden you're a master huntsman, are you? Watch and learn. Did you see that?
Damn, I'm good.
Quiet! So, next time you try to tell me I can't kill a boar with an arrow, you can... Fuck! After him! Fetch! Mount up, Henry. We're gonna chase down that swine! Yeah!
So once again, this is where not having a horse goes to bite me in the ass, but our objective is simple. Run down the boar and find Hans Capon. So I do just that, scavenging all over for the boar, making sure I can see as much terrain as possible. Eventually I see a poacher in the mission area, and I thought he had killed our boar, so we bashed swords. And I let him go without keeping his weapon, but it turns out that he might not have had nothing to do with it. So I keep looking for ages, it feels like, until I run up onto a very interesting scene. It's a cumin camp, and Hans Capon is tied up to a tree, so I hurry and cut him down from the tree and deal with the cumin. It was a long fight, and in the end, one got away.
Do you have any idea how fast I am?
We go back and pick up Sir Hans and escort him out of the woods and back to Rattay.
Get here, everybody! You, help him!
How is it possible, Ratsy? Those bastards make so bold no more than a mile from the castle. We'll have to send out more patrols.
That won't do us any good, Hanush. Even if we had 10 times the men, we couldn't beat through every thicket in the fiefdom.
You sent for me, sir?
Come in.
I don't know how to thank you, Henry. If it wasn't for you, Hans would be dead. And to think I sent you out with him as a punishment.
I was only doing my duty, sir.
Don't be so modest, young Henry. You showed not only courage, but loyalty to your liege. That's why I'm taking you into my personal service.
Sir, thank you, sir. I'm sorry to interrupt, sir, but I've urgent tidings.
What now?
A stable boy came from Neuhof. He says brigands raided the stud farm this morning. There's many dead or maimed.
Tell us exactly what happened.
I'm not sure. The boy was so shook up he could barely speak. He said the bandits murdered for the joy of it. I'm sorry, sir. Your vassal Smill is dead.
Who did this? Who were they?
We don't know, sir. The stable boy just kept babbling about some huge fellow in black armor who led the attack.
Take as many men as you need, and don't stop until you've found those bastards. And bring me their heads!
Yes, sir.
My men at your disposal too, Hanush.
Thank you, friend.
Sir, let me ride with them.
He's full of piss and vinegar, isn't he?
Their leader, he must be the one who attacked me at Scarlet's. There can't be 2 men in the whole kingdom who look like that.
You think he might still have my sword? No doubt you could use another swordsman, Captain.
As you command, my lord.
How soon can you leave, Bernard?
Soon as the men are ready, sir.
Good. Wait in the courtyard for Henry. And give him a horse.
His own mount?
His reward for saving Sir Hans. He'll need it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Well, go! I want these culprits in the hands of the executioner as soon as possible.
I won't let you down, sir.
And that's going to do it for this one. If you guys made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. And if you really enjoyed it, subscribe. It helps out the channel more than you know. And until next time, see ya.